Welcome back to Temporal Directive, the Star Trek fan podcast rewatching the entire franchise in chronological order. I'm Gary.
And I'm Tom.
And this week, we're watching Star Trek Enterprise's Extinction. Star Trek, the ultimate franchise. These are the podcasts of the Wakefield brothers. Their 16-year mission to watch every production, to seek out life lessons and new inspirations, to boldly watch like most fans have watched before. This episode was extinct. Hello, Thomas.
Hi, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
I remember this episode being terrible.
I'm going to love it then.
You're going to love it.
Yeah, great. Usually you're like, give it a chance. Now you're like, this is going to be horrible.
There are some episodes where you just got to grit your teeth and bear through it.
What if I love it, Gary? What if I love it?
Then this will be an interesting discussion.
We'll see what happens.
What's been happening? How's your week been?
Not too bad, not too bad. Another busy one at work. It seems to be happening quite a lot lately.
Oh, you poor thing, having to work.
It's reminded me of how old I fucking am.
Join the club. I'm far older than you.
I know. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, actually.
You do a lot more than me too.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I used to work fucking so much, in the middle of the nights, all that kind of stuff, call outs, all that crap through the patient transport job. And I don't know how I used to do that. I mean, I was only 18, 19, in my early 20s, all that sort of stuff. So
of course,
that's how. But now you're in your 40s.
Yes.
And you're working your ass off and you do stuff. Volunteer work and shit too. So I don't know what you're doing. You're just nuts. You're crazy.
But then there are days like yesterday where I've got a lot to do because we're moving house.
Yeah.
This afternoon we're going to do a big loads.
Yeah.
In the cars, and then next week we're moving. So this weekend is all supposed to be about packing and getting ready for shifting.
Mm.
So yesterday I did one load to the new house before I went out for breakfast with some friends that I've had planned for a while.
Yeah.
And then I got back to the house and I was like, I'm just going to have a coffee and just sit down for a minute before I get started. And I fell asleep. And I wake up an hour later and I was so fucking exhausted. Yeah. I could barely keep my eyes open. And yeah, Adam came out of the other back room and he's like, "Are you okay? You look like you're about to go back to sleep." And I was like, "I feel it. I am wiped."
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I'm busy a lot, but you get to a point where your body just goes, "You know what?
You
Not
can't
anymore.
Yeah.
Today you're just gonna sleep."
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
nasty.
Busy.
Yeah. Oh well. That's what happens, isn't it? That's life for you.
That's life.
It doesn't stop.
It keeps going.
That's it.
Until it doesn't.
That's it. And that can happen both ways too.
Yeah. All right. There was a news story just a couple of days ago about William Shatner being rushed to hospital, but he later stated that the report was exaggerated and he's fine. He said it was a blood sugar issue. And he told fans that he overindulged, but he's perfectly fine and will be at the convention this weekend as planned. So awesome. No issues. But when I saw the news and it said William Shatner, 94, rushed to hospital in medical emergency, I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I was the same. I was exactly the same. Even I saw that, I was like, oh no, shit.
But no, totally fine. He'll probably live to be 100, I'm sure. I'm sure he will.
He's too busy to die.
Exactly.
That's what he keeps saying, right?
Yeah. I can relate. And also, continuing on the 60th anniversary partnerships that we talked about in the last episode, Magic the Gathering is releasing a Star Trek set next year. So not until late next year. I think it was November. but it will feature characters, stories, and starships from the entire franchise.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I've never got into Magic the Gathering.
Neither have I, but I know about
But,
it. Like,
yeah.
that's kind of exciting. Well, for those who, like that.
Or maybe I'll get into it if it's got Star Trek, something to do with Star Trek. Maybe suddenly I'll find an interest. I don't know.
Yeah, my eyebrows raised.
Yeah, they did. I feel like you have to have imagination for things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have much of an imagination.
Not
Aphantasia.
not a visual one. Might help.
I did try D&D once.
Yeah.
With some people at we used to run games days.
Yeah.
And I
couldn't get into it.
I can't get into it.
Well, you can't
because it's all about creating a world in your head and characters and whatever. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. Where am I? What am I doing? Who's doing what? I don't know.
That's kind of why I raised my eyebrows, because I couldn't see you doing that.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Nope. My brain doesn't work that way, I'm afraid.
No.
All right, let's get into this week's episode.
All right.
It is Extinction, written by Andre Bormanis, directed by Geordie LaForge, LeVar Burton. Mm-hmm. This is his 5th Enterprise episode and the first of 3 for this season. Nice. This storyline is also reminiscent of an episode that he was the main focus for in Next Gen. Anyway. The original air date was September 24th, 2003, and the IMDb synopsis reads: Archer, Reed, and Sato are transformed into aliens while visiting a planet.
Informative.
Mm-hmm. And according to TrekWeb, LeVar Burton went to the producers and told them at the time that he was ashamed he had directed this episode. And 10 years after this episode aired, Brannon Braga called Extinction one of the singularly most embarrassing episodes of Star Trek I've ever been involved with.
Oh, okay, great. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
So, get ready to enjoy a fantastic episode of Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh, God. Okay.
Let's go watch it.
All right.
And we're back. Well, Tom, LeVar was embarrassed. Brannon said it was embarrassing.
Can we
What did you think?
Can we just erase Enterprise from the from the timeline? Can we just delete it?
After last week's episode was
These have not been
bad.
good episodes.
This is bad.
These have not been good. Like, here I was thinking that this season might be okay. This has not been good.
Yeah.
So far we've given like shit, right?
Yeah.
Because it's been shit.
Well,
was there
this is only the 3rd episode of the season. So the first episode we gave a 6. That was a Zindi.
Yeah.
And then last week was Anomaly, and we only gave that a 2. So and this week I think it is worse.
Does this have a rating? Fucking hell.
Yeah. This is pretty bad. Yeah.
Okay.
So, any thoughts that you want to talk about before we get into our recap?
The only thing, it was shit.
I mean, it was reminiscent of some other
was.
episodes. Like, we've seen people be transformed into shit before.
Absolutely. And it does remind me of the Geordie episode where he needed to get home and, transformed into that sort of glowy thing. But that was a good episode.
Harry Kim, favorite son episode, had to go back to the planet to repopulate. Yeah, that's how they regenerated.
Yep, that's right. And then they've got even the de-evolution episode, if you want to go to that one, where the whole crew started.
Genesis, yep.
It's been done many a time. Well, I mean, it's Enterprise, so they don't only do things that everyone's done before.
It seems to.
Like, it's not where nobody has gone before; it's where everybody has gone before.
Well, no one's gone into the Delphic Expanse to go hunting for Zindi.
Well, it's not that scary because everybody's been through the things that happened in there before. But yes.
All right, let's get into this recap. Sorry, folks. Energy is low on this one.
Yeah. Jeez.
We open in a forest and a humanoid alien is running for its life. He reaches a spacecraft and these spacesuited other people come after them with these lights on their helmets and weird shaped things, and they have flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Not just, they don't have guns or phasers or something, they have fucking flamethrowers. And they burn the guy.
Yeah. Just straight in.
Yep. And then we skip the credits.
Yeah.
And we're in T'Pol's quarters. And she's lighting a candle and the doorbell goes off. Trip comes in. He's there for his next neuropressure treatment. He has brought her some Georgia peaches.
Because where did he get them?
From Earth, when they were back on Earth recently. And they've been in stasis.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
She says that she doesn't eat that late, but he says he kind of insists that she take a bite.
Yeah.
And she does, and she doesn't look that impressed. So she changes the topic. So then they get into the neuropressure, and just as she starts, she gets a phone call from the captain who says, "Come and join me in the command center right away. It's urgent."
Yeah, sure.
Except she gets to the command center. I mean, it's not that urgent.
It's not that urgent at all. It could have waited. In fact, he could have set the course and everything without her being there. And I mean, it was the middle of the fucking night.
Middle of the night.
Like, you know, it's probably going to take hours and hours and hours and hours for him to get where they're going. So he could have briefed it in the morning.
Yep.
Like,
with the rest of the staff.
Yeah, with the rest of the staff, exactly. Like,
Yep.
there was absolutely no need for that. But no, he had to be like, "Come on in, I've found the directions to some fucking...
Some planet where some Zindi have visited.
That's not even fucking anything to do with them, really.
No,
it's like
same as last time.
Yeah.
A Zindi might have been there, so we're going to go there.
Yeah.
Just in case someone's still there or there's something.
That's it. They left a footprint and we can mould it. Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, they got to do something. They're trying to find them and they've got nothing. So I guess what else would you do?
Wait for a solid lead?
Wait where?
I don't know.
Just sit there and just wait and hope someone shows up and says, "Hey, where is Indy?" You'd at least start going places. I would do what he's doing.
Fair enough.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know what else I would have done.
Yeah.
So I think he's doing the right thing. I just think, I don't know.
He didn't have to wake her up.
I just think for a TV series, how about we get something better? Than
how about we write something better? Yeah.
We're going to a planet where Zindi might have been once.
How exciting. Yeah.
Anyway, they've discovered another species of Zindi in the database that he's been working through that they got from the sphere in the last episode. And so they decide to go for that. They're going to go for that planet. We see the Enterprise approaching the planet, and we cut to the bridge. Obviously, it's a bit later because T'Pol's at a station. She says that the ecosystem is prolific. There's lots of plant species. Archer asks if there's any Zindi, and she says that they're not detecting any humanoid life. But it could take several hours to search all of the land masses. Is that normal, that it takes several hours to scan a planet?
Not usually, because they usually just come in and go...
Life forms. You lovely little life forms. Sauce. Reed says he's picking up a metallic signature at the north end of the islands, and it looks like it might be a landing craft. Archer asks for if there's any biosigns, and T'Pol says none within 30 kilometers. So we cut to a shuttle pod, and they're on their way.
Yep, down they go.
Yep. Then we're on the planet. They're in the forest. It's nighttime. They reach the alien craft. The hatch is open. They say that this happened about 2 weeks ago, which was about the same time that the Zindi were on the planet. Archer says that the ship is definitely one of theirs. I recognize it from the database. So they try to search the area. Archer asks T'Pol to have a look at the databank to see if she can get any more information. And then Hoshi finds a body. A very, very burnt body.
Yes, very burnt.
And T'Pol says it isn't Zindi, at least not one of the three species we're familiar with. Reed starts commenting about how hot it is, and he's sweating, and he goes, "Oh, I never really cared for the tropics.
Yeah.
having a whinge.
Oh, yeah, because that's what he does. It's what he's best at.
And then T'Pol finds some skin discoloration on her forearms, and then she starts to feel ridges developing around her eyes. She goes looking for the rest of the team, and she finds Reed, and she says, "Lieutenant," and he turns around and he looks alien. He looks completely different.
Yeah. Apparently, it's his total different tone and all
that's fine.
grindy and can't speak English anymore.
No,
Because they forget
none of them can.
everything, including Sato, who can speak multiple languages, can't speak
Well,
anything.
not when she's an alien.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, yes, because they lose all their memory.
Yes, yeah.
So she goes looking for everyone else. She finds Archer, who's also changing, and he looks quite in pain as he transforms, doesn't he?
He does.
T'Pol calls to the Enterprise and says that we're all being altered by some kind of something. Send a security team to the surface.
Which is the dumbest fucking
I thought
thing.
she was a fucking Vulcan.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all being transformed.
We're all
Send more
infected.
people.
Send more people.
Yeah. Send the whole crew quickly.
Land the ship. Ridiculous. Anyway, before she can finish her sentence, she gets attacked, knocks her down. Then we cut to a bit later. Archer says something in alien speak.
In Ewok.
Yeah, it did sound Star Warsy, didn't it?
It did.
Maybe that's why it put me off so much. Don't need any reminders of that other franchise, an inferior one.
Of the dark side. I'm pretty sure what happens is that they try to communicate, but they can't. And then the
T'Pol's tied up, right? And then she's asking to be untied, and it takes a little while for them to actually do it.
Yep, because she's on that. They somehow make a hammock thing for her to carry her around.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they drop her down next to a rock, and then she's like,
untie me.
Yeah. And then
I don't know why
convinces
T'Pol sounds like that. Untie me, please.
convinces the captain somehow to do that.
And then he sniffs her.
Yeah.
And makes some clicking noises.
Yeah. And then she wants the tricorder thing or communicator from Sato, or from Hoshi, so that she can actually communicate properly.
Yeah.
But then they decide not to talk when she gets the communicator.
Yep.
And then we have a cut scene, so it must be a commercial. And then we come back and they can talk to each other.
Not yet.
Oh.
We cut to the Situation Room.
Oh, that's right.
On the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And Phlox says that they're reading Vulcan biosigns, but the other life signs are not human. And Trip, who's in command now, is like, well, where's the rest of our team? And decides to send people down anyway.
Yeah.
And Phlox is like, I don't think that's a good idea. We should probably know what the fuck's going on first.
Yep.
He's like, nope, we're going.
Yep.
We're going. Get the decon bay ready because we're going down there in EV suits and the biohazard protocols, and we're going to get them and we're going to bring them back. And Phlox looks like resigned, like fucking human stupidity, whatever.
Yeah.
We're all going to die and it's going to be their fault and that's on them. It's maybe not quite that dramatic, but in my head, that's how it went.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Then we cut back to the planet and they can communicate with each other. And T'Pol's trying to tell them what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
You're the captain of the Enterprise. Yeah. Again, I don't know why T'Pol talks like that.
But that's fine.
It's your ship. You're the captain.
It's kind of frustrating.
The whole episode is frustrating, Thomas.
Yeah, it is. It's very much so.
But Reed and Hoshi are trying to get Archer to ignore the woman and go find their city. But he is interested to know more about what she's trying to say and trying to understand.
And then they have the fight over the egg, right?
Yes, they fight over the egg. Yeah.
Because Reed runs up a tree.
And comes back with 2 eggs.
Yeah. Who he gives one to Hoshi without even thinking about it. And then Captain Archer's like, I want the other one. And then they fight over the egg for no fucking point.
Yep.
Because then the captain's like, here, have it to T'Pol. What the fuck?
And she says, nah.
Yeah. No, thanks. It's full of maggots. I'm good.
Full of maggots.
I'm good.
It's pretty gross.
I'm not a Klingon. I'm good.
Yeah. We cut to the shuttle pod. It's just a real quick scene before they land, saying that they're going to land 3 kilometers away from the site. And then we cut back to the forest. And they see the shuttle pod coming down, and Paul says it's a shuttle pod from Enterprise. They won't hurt you. Let me talk to them. Mm-hmm. Some people show up in their biohazard suits. Yep. Trip says keep your weapons on stun, circle around them. There's a fight. Hoshi gets shot. Yep. T'Pol tries to get Archer to recognize Trip.
Yeah.
Because they're friends, so she's hoping that maybe seeing him will bring something back. Yep. But it doesn't really happen. No. They end up taking Reed back in the shuttle to Enterprise, and T'Pol stays on the planet to try to get Archer.
Yeah.
And Hoshi.
Very exciting.
So we cut to sickbay. Phlox is watching Reed go a bit crazy in the decon chamber on a monitor.
Yeah.
And Trip says, he didn't even recognize me. Phlox says, don't be offended. In his current condition, I doubt he'd recognize any of us. And he says it's a mutagenic virus. His blood is swarming with them. It's apparently designed to rewrite the DNA of its host to transform any humanoid it infected into another species. And that Vulcan K cells seem to neutralize the pathogen. So Phlox thinks he can if he gets a sample of Vulcan DNA, that he should be able to make a antivirus.
This is where the big bad.
And then while they're talking, there's a call from Travis from the bridge saying that 2 ships have just dropped out of warp and they're on an intercept course. So we get a shot of the 2 ships approaching Enterprise, and then we cut to the bridge. Trip has arrived, and Travis says that they're hailing. They tell Enterprise that the ship is in restricted space.
And not very well signed.
No. And our scans indicate that one of the people on your ship has been infected with a dangerous virus. Trip says, we're aware of that.
Yeah. Nah, shit.
You think we didn't notice?
Yeah. He's a bit slow down.
The alien says your vessel's been put under quarantine, you're going to be boarded, and the infected organism must be eradicated before the virus can spread. Obviously, Trip is not okay with this. They argue for a bit.
I didn't mind Trip's response to this, though. Because he was kind of like, I do not accept your authority. It's basically what he was like. He's like, I don't really care what you think or what you're saying. I'm just not going to do it.
We need time to see if we can do something.
Yeah.
Back the fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, who do you think, if you want to have a fight, we'll have a fight. Because basically.
That's pretty much what he says. And then we cut back to the planet. We see Archer approaching a underground city that's huge and thriving, and
lots of people. It's green and beautiful and old and beautiful.
All those things. And then he wakes up in the forest.
Yeah.
Because it was all a dream. And he asks how long he was asleep, and T'Pol says only a few minutes. And then he says that he saw the place, their city in his dream. And T'Pol says there's no cities on this planet. He's like, you're wrong. It's below the surface, bitch. And T'Pol again tries to connect with him, saying your home is a planet called Earth. The people there are waiting for you. You're on a mission to save them. He's like, mm-mm. Then we cut to sickbay. Phlox is there with the alien captain dude, and he says that the virus had infected tens of millions of people on his world, and they all had to be destroyed. Otherwise, it would have transformed their entire population within weeks. He says that the virus was engineered by the inhabitants of the planet that they're orbiting, a race called something I'm not going to try to pronounce because I don't remember how they said it.
I can't remember.
Look, no, I'm not going to try. But something decimated their species centuries ago, and they lost the ability to reproduce. So they created this virus to transform other species into their own species. It was the only way to save them from extinction.
Where are they now?
Well, eradicated, I assume.
So it didn't save them from extinction.
Well, it does if anyone lands on the planet. Suddenly there's one there. I don't know why they don't just leave them.
Yeah.
Like, why not just move the millions of people to that planet. Or the Zindi that obviously just landed there that we saw get firebombed at the start. Why not just leave him?
Yeah.
What difference does it make?
That's right. You're only risking yourself by going down to kill him.
He's not going to retain the ability to pilot the ship.
Yeah.
So he'll eat some vegetables and probably just eventually die.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Exactly.
There's no warning beacons out to say don't go to this planet.
That's right.
They're obviously monitoring it because they knew that Enterprise was there.
Exactly.
So why not have a patrol ship or a warning beacon?
A warning beacon would be perfect, right? Put a couple of warning beacons
just
saying
anything.
not to go to this planet and you're all good.
Anyway.
It makes no sense, right?
Doesn't make sense
That's
to me.
one of the things that makes this episode the shittest.
Yep. So anyway, the alien wants to destroy everything, and Flock says that he thinks he can make an antivirus like he mentioned before, and that if he could get the medical research that the aliens had done previously, it might help him to be able to create the antivirus.
Yeah.
The alien demands to be taken back to the airlock, so off he pops. Flock says that if he doesn't complete the antivirus in the next 2 hours, it's going to be too late anyway, so we need a sample of her DNA, otherwise we're in trouble. And they can't use the transporter because obviously she's going to be contagious.
Yep. Can't send a shuttle because the bad guys will see it.
That's right. So Fox is getting impatient. You need to come up with an answer. That's your job. You're in charge.
Yeah. That's it. I'm just here to do medicine.
And then he has an idea and rushes to her quarters to get the peach that she took a bite out of.
Yeah. Smart idea.
Yep.
He basically was like, damn it, Trip, I'm a doctor.
Not a command officer. Then he gets a call to say that one of the alien ships have launched a shuttle towards the surface. We cut back to the planet, and they're trying to find the entry into this underground city, and the passageway that he saw in his dream is blocked off by rubble, so they start to move all that to try to get in there, and they find a few dead bodies lying around. They go into that area where this old city was. Alien Hoshi is angry at Alien Archer, like, you said they'd be waiting for us.
Yeah.
And he was like, I saw it so clearly. There was a fountain there and gardens up there floating.
That sounded almost just like him.
And there were people, thousands of people. T'Pol says, come back to Enterprise. We'll help find out what happened to your city. He says, we're not leaving. This is our home.
It's a pile of rubble, dude.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what she says. No one has lived here for a very long time. These ruins are ancient. What about this? And points to a body. This body isn't ancient. Someone killed them. Why? Who would do this? Your people? Maybe we should do reenactments.
Yeah.
They detect that someone's coming. Archer asks if it's more of your people. She says, I don't think so. We're not safe here. We need to go. They start to head downstairs towards the city, and an alien in an EV suit sees them running. The alien says, take the Vulcan woman, destroy the others. So there's a fight.
Yeah.
Archer jumps on one of them. They grab the weapon. They start smashing his helmet with it. He gets angry, like, you destroyed my city, you killed my people. T'Pol gets grabbed by one of the other aliens, and she and Hoshi fight back. They get his weapon. Archer raises a rock to kill the alien, and T'Pol says, Captain, we have to get to the surface.
Because God forbid you have the captain kill someone.
No, you can't have that.
Even in an alien state.
No,
I mean,
no, you can't have that.
Couldn't possibly.
No way. So he doesn't.
No, well, he does.
Well, he has, because there's a tear in the spacesuit, so he's going to transform into one of them anyway.
So he already has killed him, but you couldn't actually have him, like, actually kill him.
No, that's right. That's right. So the other aliens burn him.
Yeah.
Because he's infected, so you're dead.
Yep. Decontamination process complete.
We cut We follow them into the forest. T'Pol, Hoshi, and Archer burst into this open space, and they're surrounded by aliens who say, "Lower your weapons, move away, you won't be harmed." One of them grabs T'Pol. Enterprise people beam down in EV suits and stun them just before they can burn Archer and Hoshi, and they beam them back up.
Yeah.
Finally, they use a transporter. Finally. How many episodes have we watched where we're like, use the fucking goddamn transporter?
I know.
Finally, they
it's
did.
Been fucking there the whole time. Use
Thank
the
God.
fucker.
We cut to the bridge. The shuttle pod has returned.
Then they
What
go
else?
to warp straight away
Yes,
because what's his name? The pilot.
Travis.
So because Travis is sitting in the captain's seat, and then he's told by Trip to go to warp as soon as they're on board.
Which he does.
So he takes the seat of the guy who was, piloting, because that guy wouldn't have been able to do it.
No.
He wouldn't have been able to.
There's
hit
only
the warp
one
button.
pilot on the ship.
Yeah. He's like, get out of my chair. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, seriously, let the guy. He's only been in the seat for half an hour. Let the guy do something, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So the Enterprise shoots off, and the other two ships, the alien ships, go after them. Trip arrives on the bridge. Travis tells them that they're in pursuit. He says try to stay ahead of them, and they hail.
But instead of replying, they keep going and ignore them.
They do, don't respond, hold your course. The aliens charge their weapons, and Enterprise gets hit by weapons fire. What a shock.
Surprisingly, because you wouldn't have wanted to just chat with them and say,
Nope.
we got our people back, we're working on it.
Nope.
Give us a couple hours, at least to delay the getting shot at.
You would think.
No, wouldn't want to do that.
But with hull plating down to 40%, they get hailed again. They take the call this time, and the alien captain says, drop out of warp! And Trip says, look, we both want the same thing, a cure for this virus. Our doctor thinks he's found one, but he needs a little more time. And he says, we are going to contain this outbreak, whether you cooperate or not. And then Archer arrives. Not quite completely back to normal, but he's had enough time to change his uniform, I noticed.
Yes.
Because when he was coming back from the surface, it was dirty and ripped.
Yep.
But when he was on the bridge, crisp and clean.
Yeah, nice and clean, no tears or nothing.
Well, maybe that DNA antivirus fixed his uniform too.
It's really good at stitching.
And then so they can see that the antivirus is working, and then they'll share the information, so they stop firing, and kumbaya.
Yep.
We get a captain's star log saying that Phlox's serum has been given to the captain of the containment vessel, and hopefully they'll be able to use it to prevent future outbreaks. As for Malcolm, Hoshi, and me, it may take a few days before we feel fully human again. We cut to sickbay. Phlox is with Reed, who says that the food isn't really sitting too well at the moment, and Phlox says it might take a little while for your digestive tract to be fully restored, so just give it time. Archer says that Hoshi and T'Pol are going to take the day off. You might want to do the same. And he says, yeah, I could use a little rest.
No, shit. I mean, is it not just automatic that you'd get a day off after a thing like that?
No, you got to ask it.
Yeah, that's right. I got to ask for it. I mean, fuck off.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be at work. I'd be like, fuck, I'm taking a few days off. Fuck yeah.
You would think. Comes out of your sick leave, though.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Anyway, Phlox says that he's got the last little sample of the mutagenic virus, and assumes that Archer wants him to destroy it.
Which he should.
And Archer says no.
Oof, what a ridiculous thing.
Those containment patrols aren't going to stop until they've wiped out every trace of it. Now that they have your antivirus, they'll most likely figure out a way to succeed. The vial, was created as a final effort to preserve a civilization, a people, that species we became. They cease to exist the moment this virus is gone. we came out here to stop the Zindi destroying humanity. I'll be damned if I'm going to have a hand in destroying another race in the process. Put it on ice, Doc, in stasis or whatever. Understood.
So he's gonna turn someone into another one in the future?
Well, who the fuck knows?
That's his plan,
I just don't
right?
understand.
That's his plan, right?
It
has to be.
No, I just...
Well, then why keep it?
I think he just doesn't want the whole civilization to be lost, and
Well,
this is
it's
the
not. There's
only
a whole
thing.
ruin down there that people can go and just study.
I didn't say it was rational.
He's a fucking moron.
Well, not the first time we've said that.
Yeah.
So now that we've talked through it, Tom, what did you think?
Delete it. Everybody hates it. Even the people who created it. Delete it. Remove it. It doesn't exist. Then we can never talk about it ever again.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to argue because I agree.
It's unnecessary. I did not like it.
Me neither. Did you get a life lesson?
No. I'm sure there is one. Give me a second. My brain went with, first off is the mind your own business stuff, which is kind of like what you were saying in the part where why didn't they just send those people back to the planet, instead of burning them?
Yeah.
Would you not, if you had or if you had tens of millions of people who had already transformed into this species
Unrecoverably.
Yeah, unrecoverably. Why would you burn them? Wouldn't you just take them to the planet? What would you interfere with another species, essentially?
Because they didn't see it as a transition. They saw it as a virus. They were destroying the thing before it destroyed them.
Yeah, which I understand, how they can see it like that. But I guess the lesson in the episode is that, isn't it? Is that just because you don't understand something completely doesn't mean you should judge it. And go to extreme lengths. You need to understand something properly.
Is that how you feel about the Black Plague?
I think we understood that. Then we find out that it was a whole nother species. I'm pretty sure that was actually killing people.
Possibly. Yeah. I think you might be right.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk IMDb ratings. Our examples of one episodes are Voyager's Threshold and Next Gen's Code of Honor. And I don't think we need any other examples because I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 1.
This is a 1. This is a 1. We don't need any.
So let's leave it at that.
Yeah, absolutely. This is terrible.
Yeah, it was real bad. All right, well, that's it for this week. You can find us on Facebook at Temporal Directive Podcast and Instagram, just Temporal Directive, or you can email us at wakefield_productions@outlook.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode or anything Star Trek related, so please get in touch. We'll be back next week with the episode, I don't know how you pronounce it. Rajin? Rajin. However you pronounce it, we'll learn next week. We'll see you then. Live long and prosper.
Peace and long life.